Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Saturday morning edition of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Perrault. You guys can always follow me on Twitter at Sports Talk Matt, BettingPros at BettingPros. Man, yesterday would have been a good day to use that BetMGM offer. $10 to win $150 on the YouTube video. It's above me, always above me. Juice 150 is that promo code when you sign up for a new account with BetMGM. All right, you guys have been talking to me about this 10-minute podcast. You guys like it when I'm going about 10. I try to keep it under 15. Okay, that's kind of sometimes I ramble, but under 15 is what we're trying to keep it at. But it may go a little bit longer today just because we have a couple things to address. The Toronto-Tampa game, for instance, is a big thing to address. However, it is fun when I say I like the don't bet a parlay, and it hits. Plus 710, plus 715. These are the hits. I was talking to Dave Sharapan on my other show about I hit these like once every 6 weeks. Like that's kind of historically speaking, the Daily Juice Friday weekly parlay is like way up, like plus 20 units. We're way up in terms of every week hitting this. Basically once every 6 weeks, we're getting it done inside of that. So that was fun. That was incredibly lucky. The Rangers open net with 45 seconds left. Bam, that goes. The over comes in on that game. That was good for us. We get the under with the Tigers. That was good, but we get the over in the Washington game with a crazy goal as Florida wins that game. And then we get the Dallas Stars. They win outright. Didn't even need the plus 1.5 goals. Outright. Plus 700. Whatever you got, 10, 15, 20, whatever you got. Cash that ticket, baby. That's a big one. Like it a lot. Always fun when those things come in and we all can, as a community, we can celebrate that. We can take that ticket to the bank. So like I've always said, don't bet $100, but if you had bet $100 historically on that parlay, really, I tell you, bet the legs individually because normally I go like 2 and 1. And if I sweep it, you get 4 wins. You go 4-0, you get each individual bet right, and then you get the 4-0. So nice win, nice night. Another good win for the record, too. We are now 16-6 over the last 6 days. 8 of the last 10 days have been winning days for the Daily Juice. This is a heater, boys and girls. We've been doing well. So this is kind of fun here, okay? So look, I will cool off at some point, but April was so damn bad. May has been beautiful. We've gotten off to a really good start. Hockey playoffs, NBA playoffs. Got Memphis wrong last night. Tip of the cap to the Warriors. Hell of a game. Right there again. We were right there until that switch gets thrown and Steph and company go crazy. So they win and they cover that 8.5 point line after not covering the 10.5 point line in Game 5 at Golden State. I still like that Grizzlies team a lot, and without Ja, I like them a lot as well. So see what they do next year. But Memphis, good fight. Nice job. Warriors move on. Suns should do the same thing coming up here on Sunday for their game against the Dallas Mavericks. And that's going to be Warriors, Suns. I mean, are you serious? That series is just going to be unbleeping believable. How about the Boston Celtics? That got there personally for me. Big win for Boston. Jason Tatum. That was I have arrived game for that 24-year-old young man. We've got that plus that 10-1 ticket on Boston to win it all. We've got that 7-1 ticket on the Warriors to win it all, and we've got a 4-1 ticket on the Suns to win it all. I mean, we're kind of surrounding this thing in terms of where we are with our bets. And I mean, yeah, technically if Boston loses game 7 and Milwaukee advances, or if the Heat beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, yeah, we might be needing to hedge and bet on the Heat. But like right now, we're going to have, unless the Mavericks win on Sunday, we're going to have the 2 teams in the West. We'll have the Western side locked down. 7-1, 4-1, somewhere in that range. So that will be good. And then maybe we get Boston, and maybe we have both Boston and the Western Conference representative, a 10-1 ticket on Boston, a 4-1 or 7-1 on the Western Conference champion. And we can just move. We can just be, flexible and fluid and putting things. It'll be fun. Be really, really fun. All right. Speaking of being flexible and fluid, let me explain something. You guys were asking me questions in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat to get in, or the link underneath me on YouTube. Here's what's going on. Okay. So we bet Tampa even money to win the series. That's the same price here on Game 7 tonight. So we've got that bet. One unit on even money, Tampa. Okay. Talked about it yesterday. You could have bet. I did. I took, again, before Game 6, or I guess 2 days ago, before Game 6, plus 275, plus 280, Tampa to win the series. Like in win Game 6, bet them to win the series. I did that as well. Okay, so right now I am sitting on 2 tickets, a plus 280, let's say 300 for math's sake, but it was plus 280. And I've got the 1 unit even money official. Now personal, I've got a plus 280, so 3-1. So now I'm 2 units committed, and I have the potential of winning 4. If you did what I did, and if you're sitting on that scenario, you can bet Toronto minus 120. You can bet 2.4 units to win 2 for Toronto to win. So if Toronto does end up winning the series, winning game 7, you're flat. You didn't lose anything. Okay? Didn't lose a dime. If Tampa wins, you're going to win, 1.6, 1.5, somewhere in that range units. Okay? Not a huge score, but it's no sweat. I will take this every single time. So I'm not officially taking Toronto, but I already have. Okay. So again, if you have done what I have done, what I recommended, what I've talked about, there's no real good way of tracking this. There's no good way of saying this is what I am betting and whatnot, because it's all kind of whether you bet it people listen in and out. Some people get the bets, some people don't. Some people play the bets, some people don't. So it's hard to kind of have a real solid strategy on this. But I'm telling you what I have done. You can come with, you can fade, you can do whatever you want with it. But that's what I'm doing, okay? I have no sweat. I'm going to kick back. I want Tampa to win. Tampa wins. I'm going to clear 1.6 units. If Toronto wins, doesn't matter to me, okay? Not making Toronto official, okay? I'm just going to stay off that game officially and just have us watch it. And officially, what we have writing is Tampa even money, which again is the same price as Tampa in game number 7. So there's no point in really betting this unless you want to double down your position. We already have the even money going on this, okay? I don't want to hedge off of it and take away our profit potential and officially take minus 120. That doesn't make a lot of sense. They're the favorite. So I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to double down. I've already got even money. I already have an even money bet going. So Tampa, Toronto, we're just going to let it ride officially with the even money. However, I am going to bet a full unit like I've done before here in the postseason. Maybe this is the John Anik school of betting in me. John Anik, voice of the UFC. This is what he does. Bets against your team. I'm doing this. Boston has not won in Carolina yet this year. Boston has not been close. Boston has been embarrassed. As I said on my other show, Carolina has taken Boston, put them over their knee, pulled down their pants, and paddle whipped them for every game. And they're going to do it the same thing here today. I do not like Boston. They have one line. They cannot get off this last line change for Carolina. Crazy atmosphere. Don't trust the Bruins to win that game. Whoever scores first wins. I'm going 1 unit. I'm going to lay the minus 130. Okay? So 1.3 units. We've been hot. We've been winning. I'm going to push my luck here a little bit. I normally don't commit more than a unit. I'm going to commit more than a unit on this because of what we've done the last 6 days. 16-6, 8 winning days over the last 10. Going to push the envelope here. Carolina, money line to knock out the Bruins at 1.3 units to win back a full unit here in this game. Game 7 at home. Do not like the Bruins' chances. If I am wrong, I will be very happy. Not going to bet puck line, even though that's probably a good bet. Just going to take Carolina to win the game. Don't get too greedy. Just win the game in advance and knock out the Boston Bruins. I think they're toast. Carolina, minus 130, depending on what book you look at, minus 130, 1.3 units in play to come back and win 1 unit for bet number 1. Bet number 2, going back to the well with the Astros. So the Astros are playing the Nationals. Nationals are horrible. Astros have gotten much better, but the Astros are 22-11 thanks to their pitching. They either pitch or they hit. They don't do it all at the same time. Astros pitching has given up 2, 0, 0, 3, and 0 runs over the last 5 games. And they've been, well, let's see what they do today. 1. Okay, they shut them out 6-1. Shut out Washington tonight, last night, 6-1 in the first matchup of this series, okay? This is game 2. You've got 2 decent pitchers. Jake Odorizzi going for Houston, Eric Fried going for the Nationals. Fried 2-2 with a 3.90 ERA, Odorizzi with a 3.38 ERA. Numbers 9. We're talking about the number 1 team to the under this year, 24-9, Houston Astros. That is a 72%, nearly 73% clip. So 7 over 7 out of every 10 games are going under for the Houston Astros. They're pitching, they're hitting enough. Washington on the year is 17, 14, and 3 to the under. That's a 54, 55% clip of hitting. So there's a little bit of a fear that the Astros get after it and bomb. But I'll take, a 6-2 win here and be perfectly comfortable taking the Astros in the under. Under 9, Houston, Washington. Washington is 4-14 at home. Ouch. It's pathetic. We're going to take it minus 115, half a unit. Astros, Nationals, under 9. And I'm going to throw one bet at you guys, okay? So I am going to be involved. There's no basketball today, by the way. It's amazing. Saturday, no basketball. I will do the Discord channel conversation. It's going to have to be quick, okay? My daughter has a swim lesson that I've got to get her to. So 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 a.m. on the dot. We'll talk for like 15 minutes. So I can't hang for long. Come in, come out. So if you have a recommendation, if you want to get involved, you want to have a play, get in there right spanking early, raise your hand right away. I will get on it. I'll put you on. We'll take the bets. We'll get 4 or 5 bets. We'll go vote. And that will be the Discord channel bet we've hit the last 2, by the way. We've done pretty good. I've been off the last 2 weeks, but we're back this week for that. You guys can have most of baseball, do whatever you want. I'm guessing most of you will recommend parlays and whatnot. Do whatever you want to get together for that. But that will happen on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. Again, link underneath me on YouTube to get into the Discord channel. We will do that coming up here today. But I'm going to give you a USFL play. I've been watching this. I've been paying attention and waiting to get involved, waiting to bet it. And so I was betting, say, bet unders early. Well, the numbers haven't moved much. So the Generals are 3-1, and they're playing the Breakers, okay? Remember, they're all played in one place. They're all played in Birmingham, Alabama. They don't move. They don't travel, okay? But we got the Generals and New Jersey against New Orleans. So we've got 79 points scored for the Generals, but they've given up 63 points. Now, that's actually not a lot. It's leading the division. It's best in the North in terms of defensive, where they are. They've won 3 games in a row. However, the Breakers are 3-1 also. They've scored 93 points. It's one of the best. It's a lot more than what the Generals have scored. But we're talking about 58 points given up. So you can, score. The total is 36.5 here for these two teams. And to me, I think this is an overplay. All right, I've been waiting on a game between good teams with competent offenses. Where can we jump in on the over? This is week 5 in the USFL. I think these teams have kind of worked it out. They both run the ball fairly well here. I think it's a decent time to jump in here. Kyle Slaughter leads the league in passing with over 1,000 passing yards. Jordan Ellis leads the league in rushing with over 347 rushing yards. So we got some offensive guys here for this little running tandem, passing. Kyle Slaughter has recorded 40 points on the year. That leads the year. And the Breakers have the number 1 passing offense in the game, 259.3. The Generals have the number 1 rushing offense in the game at 178.3 rushing yards. So 2 good offenses up against each other. I think it's a decent time to jump in here. 36.5 is so bleeping low. It's ridiculous. Going to get into it. I can't watch USFL football and bet unders. I just can't do it. It's brutal. But let's bet this. USFL, I think it's an early start time, by the way. You know what I get? I think it's 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern. Yeah, it's a noon Eastern kick. Okay, this is an early game. 3-1 Breakers, 3-1 Generals. Game's on Fox. Over 36.5 for the Breakers and the Generals. Okay, so 3 plays for you guys, including then later the Discord channel bet will come at you as well. So really well 4 going. But Carolina, 1 unit to win 1 unit, minus 130. Okay, 1.3 units in play. Carolina to win against Boston in Game 7. Astros under 9 at minus 115 for a half a unit, and over 36.5 points scored between the Breakers and the Generals for USFL football. Talk to you in the Discord chat, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday morning. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it's Daily Juice Podcast. Always being brought to you by BetMGM.